Conversation started about Romeo and Juliet. I thought it would be great to start with Bill and talk a little bit about your vision for this production and talk a little bit about the differences between the Shakespeare play and how that sort of makes a transition or translation to a certain degree into the opera as well.
I'll actually start with the second question. So the opera is actually very true to the form, to the play. A lot of the arias are lifted directly out of soliloquies that Shakespeare wrote, and of course it's all in translation because it's in French. So we do lose some of the wordplay, of course, that Shakespeare is so well known for, but I think it's really made up for in just the beautiful, lush music that Romeo and Juliet that we hear in the opera. There are some characters that are omitted, which often happens when you adapt a play. And there's one added character, Stefano, who is a pants role that's added to the show, and she's not here today, but her role takes on a very major importance in Act 3, where we have the big sword fights and the death of Mercutio and Tybalt. But the play is actually very, very accurate to the opera. Going to the vision of the show, you know, I mean, I think we all think about Romeo and Juliet, and the first thing that comes to mind is love. It's about a young, nubile love, and a love that kind of transcends ordinary love, so much so that the two lead characters obviously decide to die for each other, which is something that is hard, I think, for a lot of us to understand. Especially as we grow older, but I think that the emotions actually from 13 and 14-year-olds is actually much more true to form. You know, I have a nephew who's about 12 or 13, and he has his first girlfriend, and he's completely head over heels for her, and won't think or talk about anything else when I get on the phone. The actual design or the sort of what we like to think about, what we'll be seeing on the visual aspects. The set is actually a very blank canvas. It's very dark, but it allows us to use the characters and the costuming in a way that really pops from the stage. So when we were looking around the country at rentals for costumes, I wanted them to be very luxurious. I wanted the fabrics to be heavy. I wanted there to be a lot of velvets, a lot of deep colors, reds, browns, blues, and we found a great rental from San Francisco, which is actually a Meistersinger rental. So we had to adapt the Germanness out of it and give sort of a French feeling, which we saw them on stage. Yes. We saw them on stage last night, and they're very, very effective. And the first act is all about playing someone else, because it's about a masked ball. And I think it's fun to actually get into that world where you're different behind a mask than you are in front of a mask. And I think a lot of the chorus people have really taken to that, as well as Romeo and Juliet actually have. The principal costumes are very sparkly, as you would expect. They're sort of a shine to them that really lends to that kind of romance, that newness that we see. And it all culminates in the end to a very dark tomb scene. That, you know, we ran the other day, and we were almost in tears. It was so effective, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful ending. And it's hard to think that death is the perfect ending for it, but really for these two lovers, it is the perfect ending.